Hey there, BookTube. Noah. Everyone who reads and must converse is the channel. Thanks for coming back. If it's your first time here, thanks for stopping by. So, I love books. Anybody who's watching my stuff knows. So, I'm gonna show y'all today what I have acquired lately, what I've been reading, and what I've kind of added to my to be read, because one or more of these is going to be read pretty quickly. So just today, I got some more from a small press called Corona Samizdat, and the owner and manager of that press is Rick Harsch. He wrote The Manifold Destiny of Eddie Vegas, and among other stuff. So there's quite a few books that he has published and has out, and one of them I have in this little pocketbook form, Arjun and the Good Snake. Another buddy of mine on Instagram told me that this is his favorite book that Rick has written. And after reading The Manifold Destiny of Eddie Vegas, I don't see how that's not, the most wonderful book that that Rick Harsch has done, just because it's so awesome. The wordplay and Rick Harsch's amazing, just a command of language. So this is being an ophidiological account of 6 weeks in India without alcohol. That's what it says down there in the corner. And it's kind of a biographical, autobiographical book. But I'm sure it has a lot of everything in it, knowing what I know about Rick Harsch. So can't wait to dive into that one. That one will be soon. Maybe by the end of November. First, I got 2 books from Corona Samizdat Press through Rick Harsch, and the other one is An Angel of Sodom by David Vardeman. This comes so highly regarded. This comes so wonderfully lauded that I have to get into some David Vardeman. There's more than just this book published by David Vardeman, but this will be my first, and this is a collection of stories. How loose they are concerning each other, or how tied in, I don't know. I think they are just short stories, and then there is The Angel of Sodom itself is a short novel, like a novella. So I can't wait to get into that and just see. It's only 100 pages, the novella, and then the other 300 pages are short stories. So this will, this little thing. I love these pocketbooks. They're perfect for taking to work with me and doing whatever I want to do. Having them with me in any kind of setting. So I'll knock those out, and that'll be a lot of fun. For nonfiction November, and on Booktube, there's kind of like themes for every month. Booktube likes to give you homework, Booktube likes to, kind of give you structure to your reading. And I'm very much a read by how I feel like reading at the moment. So I don't take part in a lot of that kind of stuff. I have quite a bit this year, for sure. But things like March of the Mammoths is right up my alley, right? So I've read a lot of big books, of big chunksters, big doorstops this year, and I'm gonna finish up strong. I still got 2 or 3, and we'll touch on a couple of those in a minute. But for nonfiction November, I got a wonderful book, and this is Hermit in Paris, Autobiographical Writings of Italo Calvino. I have no experience with this. I wasn't aware that there were any autobiographical writings that Calvino had done in his lifetime. And I got it for a wonderful price because it is ex-library. But that's, I mean, this is what I want. I don't care about an ex-library edition when it's a first edition hardcover. First American edition, of course. This was published in Italy in Italian first. But, I just don't see why people don't go for library editions. They have the Mylar on them. They're going to last forever. It's going to be awesome. But I love this. John Updike on the back says, like Borges and Gabriel Garcia Marquez, Italo Calvino dreams perfect dreams for us. Of the three, Calvino is the sunniest, the most variously and benignly curious about the human truth. And that is a wonderful way to describe Calvino and Calvino's writings. And I can't wait to get a little bit of, just Calvino as a person in reading these autobiographical essayish sketches. And very cool. So I'm gonna do that one for Nonfiction November. Look out for my little take on that at some point. I'm sure the Calvino lovers will be all over it. I do love Calvino. One of my favorite authors ever. Scott over at Shelfware, I don't know if I showed this before on my channel, and I am gonna read it coming up this month or in November. Alright, well this month is November, right? So in November I'm gonna end up reading this at some point. Or maybe beginning December, just however it fits. And that is The Reapers Are the Angels. The Reapers Are the Angels by Alden Bell. And Scott over at Shelfware turned me onto this and said that it was a really cool book, really good. And what sold me, I mean, he knew who he was talking to, right? And what sold me is on the back, Michael Gruber says, Alden Bell provides an astonishing twist on the Southern Gothic, like Flannery O'Connor with zombies. So, a fun read, not a big deal. And I need these little fun reads in the middle, and I'm gonna show one more collection of horror short stories, I believe. And I did show this before on one of my videos, but I'm going to be reading this coming up in November or December as well, just by the end of the year. And it is Dreaming at the Top of My Lungs by Israel Finn. This was a gift from Josh over at Working Man Reads. So I'm going to read it, and I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it. I've heard some stuff about it now since owning it from Scion, and Josh wouldn't have sent it to me if he didn't really enjoy it, right? So I appreciate that, brother. And these I have hauled, and one more that I have hauled that I don't know when I'm gonna get to it, because like I said, I got these big some big books left to read by the end of the year, but we still got time, right? We got 2 months. So I have a feeling that this month is pretty much filled up, but next month, the only thing that I have on the docket, along with, the kind of things I'm saying, is David Copperfield. So David Copperfield's a big book. So I'm going to read that, and I'm going to read that with Lukash over at A Cool Reader's Thesis. We're going to have some fun with that, brother. And so this one I hauled, but I don't know if I'm going to get to it before, 2021. But it is looking crazy good. This is Chandler Brossard, his final book, As the Wolves Howl at My Door. And I got a really great price on this first edition hardcover right here that is unbelievable. But this just seems like right up my alley. What an amazing mind blow of a book. And I'll just give you the back a bit before we get to my current reads. This is more than a rabble-rousing masterpiece. Much more. It's a life. Yours. Precisely. Your life. You will realize this before you finish the first page. You have been reclaimed by it. Exonerably. There's no turning back. You have once again become one of the many spine-tingling characters therein. Home at last, you will shout. The unrewarding, margarine-stained life that you've been crawling through is a thing of the past. Thank the Lord for that. And of course you will never, ever leave as the wolf howls. And that's something else to be thankful for. Permanence. For the first time, Howls goes on forever. And so will you. The people you will once lock arms with, the people you will once more lock arms with, whose mind-whirling destinies you share, are to be counted among the all-time greats. Biodegradable, religious loonies, some turning into ginger snaps, rarefied hookers with world-class imaginations, soothsayers and soft soapers, working both sides of the street course, of course. Howling hippies, clean-shaven assassins with friends in high places, rootless informers with shamelessly falsified work records, drag queens levitating at the crucifixion, strong-willed, strong-limbed, middle-class girls fiercely at play on the fields of lust, gentle intellectuals plotting murder in the library stacks, single-minded sodomies, straight-A students battling to the death with fascist thugs, disoriented French cops hilariously tripping over their own feet, evil torturers, angelic runaways living in caves in the steamy Amazon, depraved upper-class doxies running drug rings, insatiable spies with no inner resources, blood-drenched soldiers of misfortune going bonkers in African hellholes, Russian villagers hallucinating their way through the Brothers Karamazov, grinning young men floating in and out of other people's minds and bodies, prophets of doom roaming the streets in tweed jackets, glinting grannies weaving the finest garrotes money can buy. Your story. You, there, doing it. Writing your own ticket moment by moment, happiness beyond your wildest dreams. Welcome back. Your demonic companions shout, don't ever leave us again. You will discover joyously, of course, that reality is anybody's guess. It certainly isn't what your mom said it was. An assault and a fraud upon your very soul. Now wrap yourself in the divinely cuckoo Decca records, the last laugh before the abyss. Heaven's answer to common sense. Soar with this uncontrollably creamy goddess of anything goes to the stars. Bon voyage. Don't look back. What a trip, huh? I mean, it's gonna be a blast. No matter what, no matter what it's about, it's a super trippy blast, I'm sure. So we'll see how, I don't know if it's, second person like that. Like you, talking about you quite a bit in it and things like that. But it seems like it, and it seems really, really fun. So we'll see how the reading goes. So I have been reading at a crazy rate lately. So I'll touch on what I'm reading right now, and most people will be aware if you've watched other of my setup videos, but I'm just been crushing through Perdido Street Station, about 2/3 of the way through the book. Probably going to finish it in the next couple of days because it's a really fast-paced, crazy awesome read, and I recommend it to anybody who loves horror, anybody who loves fantasy, anybody who loves fantastic, anybody who is not afraid of being grossed out because there is definitely some wild stuff, gross stuff in here, but it is amazing. It's totally amazing. You're in a completely different world you have no bearings except for what you get in the story, and he gives more than enough for you to kind of have bearings in the story, but you still, I mean, you just don't know. You have no idea what's coming up. You have no idea. You have no idea. But it is so fun. And I can't wait to finish it. I'll give you my final thoughts on it. And also, I'm about 100 pages into JR by William Gaddis. And this is a fun book. This is funny as hell. I have laughed out loud over and over. I mean, I've laughed out loud 20 times in the first 100 pages. This book is almost completely dialogue. And you're in a middle school from hell. So imagine you're in a classroom, or, you know, they go on a field trip. That's where I'm at. They're going on a field trip to the stock exchange to buy a stock so the kids can learn how stocks work, right? So imagine you're on this bus and you're going on this field trip with a group of middle schoolers. And what if you wrote all the dialogue out as it happened, and that was it? That's what it is. I mean, like, you're just put in the middle of these clusters of dialogue, interjections everywhere, stuff going on in the background. It's so auditory, this book, JR. You feel like you're hearing everything, and it's so good. It's so fun, and it's so funny. It's completely a satire. It is a scathing satire already. I can see it. That's just blowing capitalism apart. It's blowing apart the American idea of, you know, buy it for $1 and sell it for $2. Exploit all the resources that you can. This kind of stuff. And there's no shortage of absurdity as well. You know, I claimed, I said in an earlier video that this middle school, this music director has the completely insane idea that this middle school is going to put on that Wagner's The Ring cycle. You know, it's over the top. But like, when these administrators and teachers are sitting around talking about this production, they keep saying Mozart. You know, I mean, they're talking about Mozart, and I'm like, do they not know that it's Wagner, that or are they saying the wrong name, or are they doing Mozart as well? You know, or, you know, but it's just, that's the thing, is you got to infer a lot from the dialogue, and it's a lot of dialogue. So I know that it's going to be really tough for people, but I would urge you just to, if it sounds like you would enjoy it, getting into a big postmodern work like this that's all dialogue, boy is it fun, I tell you. So thank you, BookTube. Hope you enjoyed this. Drop me a line, let me know what you think about any of the reads, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye bye.